Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to our Williams playthrough on F1 Manager 22, race 18 now in Season 2. We're heading to Japan for the Suzuka Grand Prix. I love this circuit. This is just a fantastic track and it's one that I hope is going to really suit our car. We have new upgrades for the car as well, which we plonked on right at the end of the last episode. So you can see we have research projects started now, which will carry us through towards the end of the season. If we take a look at our performance, you can see we've definitely improved now. We've got some better top speed and acceleration. Our cornering speed has been improved again, especially our low speed cornering has definitely been improved. And we are very good in the medium speed corners, better than we were. While still leading the high-speed corners, which really makes me feel comfortable about how we're going to do in this particular race. You can see a lot of high-speed cornering and some medium speed. There's only a couple of low-speed corners. We've got the hairpin about halfway around the track, and then obviously the Casio triangle chicane at the end of the lap as well. Apart from that, the rest of the lap is really going to suit our car quite well, I hope. So let's set some performance targets. How you doing, Jeremy? How you doing, Mr. Water? Patkins, good to see you guys. So both cars into Q3 I think is definitely realistic. In terms of quali position, we're going to go two in the top 10. Reach Q2 with both cars. Finish position 2 in the top 12. We should be easily able to manage that. I am going to go for the fastest lap. We've got a quali streak, 1 in the top 14 for 3 races. It's not a great streak, unfortunately, but we don't get a choice in that one, unfortunately. And then the finish position streak, 2 in the top 10 for 3 races. Let's hopefully continue that one on, get a nice little bit of cash.
Konnichiwa from the Suzuka circuit in Japan. This unique track is a favourite home for motorsports, and it welcomes us back this weekend. Get ready for exhilaration and speed with the Japanese Grand Prix. Drivers will battle it out this weekend on the snaking turns of Suzuka, the only figure-of-8 track in Formula One. High-speed downforce will be the name of the game here, if teams want to secure a place on that podium. This is it. We're down to the last few races of the season, and it's time for that final push. Who will be crowned champion at the end of it all? We'll find out soon enough. Okay then, let's get to it.
Okay, so before we go too far into the stream tonight, just want to give you a quick warning, quick heads up. There have been some power issues in the region. The power did flicker off earlier, about half an hour ago, and it made me wonder whether or not I'd actually be able to stream tonight, if it was going to keep going. It's been okay since then, but if the stream stops suddenly, it's probably because we've had another little flash on the power grid. So just a quick heads up for you. If that happens, I will obviously try and get the stream restarted, but it may take a few moments. Right, we have a bit of a wet lead into the Grand Prix. We've got some moderate rain today, some heavy rain tomorrow, but then it will be a dry race. So that could hamper getting our car set up a little bit. In terms of setups as well, I only have 2 setups, on my notebook for this particular track. So we'll give them a go, see how they do. They are similar to each other, but this is one of those circuits I just don't have a history of 100% setups on. So yeah, we'll just have to see how we do. What did I put on that one? Was it 7.5 on the first one? It was. Okay, so we'll go 7 on this one. There we go. Let's see which of those two works, if either. We do need to swap out some parts, so let's go with that engine. There we go. And that engine. ERS modules, we'll stick with the one that's in the car. And again, stick with the one that's in the car. And then gearboxes, we're going to go with that gearbox. And yeah, we'll have to go with that one. Right, yeah, we are ready to go in. So let's go straight into practice.
Radio check, radio check.
Yeah, the power issues were in a nearby postcode. My light actually flickered off briefly about an hour ago, and I thought maybe the bulb was going, and then about 25 minutes after that, it flickered again, and then the power just flicked off briefly, like a fraction of a second, but it was enough to switch off my console, my TV, resets, make me have to go through the rebuild process on the hard drive. So yeah, hopefully it's done and it's been resolved. They did say they hope to have everything back up and running by 11:30. That's still 45 minutes away, but nothing's happened for the last half an hour or so. So I'm hopeful that it's not going to be another issue.
Watch those curbs.
Yeah, confirm we have more rain. We have more rain around.
I forgot to check the weather.
Okay.
Okay, so the rain's coming early, but it's not going to stay around for too long. That'll just be a set of inters when it does start raining. It will disrupt our run a little bit, but hopefully not too much. Looks like the rest of the session will be dry in the second half. Oh, and here comes the rain.
To have a little bit of rain.
So let's call the cars in. So we'll just bolt on a set of inters just for this little wet period. Oh. Okay, so this setup is not good. I can tell that already just by looking at that, but I don't know about the rest of it. So rather than just gamble and make changes now, I'll wait until we get the full feedback. Then we at least get an idea of where the rest of the car sits. Let's get a sneak peek at this one as well. This one's looking a bit more promising. Little bit of a wobble there from
We've just
from
had
Gasly.
a car run wide.
Oh, and a lock-up from Teo, but he's kept it out of the wall. He's kept it out of the gravel as well, which is good.
a lockup! Who's running wide there?
How was the balance?
Uh, 94% for Teo, that's good. And 75 for
What was the
Pierre.
balance,
That needs a
please?
little bit more work. We're going to keep them running for a little bit, just to try and get some more track time in, because it has been a bit stop-start so far. And this is giving us a baseline for the weather when it gets really wet as well. So we can get a good idea as to when we'll need full wets tomorrow for potentially practice or more likely qualifying.
Rain's just stopped.
I think someone's run wide.
Okay, if we call them in now, it'll give us time to get the cars turned over, and hopefully by the time that's done, the rain will have gone away completely. It's stopped raining, we've just got to wait for the track to dry up. So hopefully it will dry out while we are tweaking the cars. And then we can go straight out on slicks. Right, this one is going to need some work. Yeah, the rear wing is not good. Which way do I go? I'm going to go with the 12, because it is quite a fast circuit. I know there's a lot of downforce needed for some sections, but we'll give that a try. Front wing is okay. Roll bar needs to change. I'm going to go with a 3.7. That might be the wrong way. We'll have to see how that one shakes out. In fact, yeah, I think it is the wrong way. Let's go with a 5.5. And let's give that a go. Oh, I forgot to change the tyres. Oh, we can do that before we send them out. Right, Porsche's car needs a little work, but not too much. We'll dip that to a 7. And we'll see if that works. Just gotta wait for the track to dry up a little bit. Much quicker turnaround on this one, because all we did was tweak a wing angle.
Oh, did someone run wide there?
Still a little wet.
We've had a crash.
Oh, Leclerc's
Let's
crashed.
take a closer look. Watch this.
That's at the
There's
hairpin.
Leclerc. Dear me, they won't have been expecting that.
Oh, and then a Haas followed him in.
They've gone wide.
Not sure which one it was, but it looked like one of the Haas cars followed him into the wall there. Still a little damp. It's actually still getting wet. Even though the rain has stopped, the water level is still fluctuating. Okay, let's go out now. Just have to tiptoe for the first few laps, I think. If we leave it too much longer, we're not going to get feedback in time. And the water level's going back up again. It's not even raining. There we go. Very strange. We finally have conditions for the tyres that we're running with. Again, Teo locks up on corner entry, but does not go into the gravel, let alone the barrier. That's encouraging. That's the brake improvements on our car. Another crash. Is that also at the hairpin?
We've just had a crash on
Yes,
the
it
track.
is. It's Yuki. So for all of those of you who are playing F1 Manager Bingo, Yuki has done a Yuki. Take a drink.
How is the balance, please?
No real improvement there with Gasly. That's disappointing. So we've gone the wrong way on either the rear wing or the roll bar. Well, possibly both, but I think just one of the two. We'll find out when the run finishes. What about Porsche? And there we go, 100%. So this is the setup that we started on Gasly's car. The only difference between the one that we started on Porsche's was an extra 0.5 on the front wing. So we basically swapped that setup, and that's perfect for him. But we are going to have to work at it for Gasly, unfortunately.
Fail 84, please. Fail 84.
Right, let's see if we get rain in the second session. Hopefully not. It was the rear wing we went the wrong way on, so that needs to be a 13. That will correct the oversteer issue as well. We got the roll bar absolutely spot on. So we just need to pull that back in. We can do it like that. And then that needs to come back in. Let's go to there. And that could be it. I hope that's it. We're going to go hard tyres. We're going to go with 2 short runs. So two 19-lap runs for both drivers. Actually, no, Teo's 100%, so we can go a little bit longer then. We'll go for 35 laps with Teo. There we go. And off we go.
Okay, radio check.
Oh, we got another wet session. it's going to be interweathers pretty much, territory all the way through. We'll get as much dry running as we can.
I think we've had a car run wide.
And here comes the rain.
Rain on the track.
We do need to tweak the car ever so slightly. Let's try that. Let's go with... Actually, no, we haven't got wet weather in the race to worry about, so we'll go with a new set of inters. And a new set of inters for Porsche. We'll get him straight back out. We may get a little spike into full wet territory, but we'll just ride that out. And there it is. It's coming down already. Okay, so we are hoping to get close to, if not actually, a full 100% here with Gasly. Oh, it's a spin for Teo. That's coming out of the chicane. Ooh, sorry, out of the hairpin. Nearly got collected there by one of the McLarens and one of the Haas. That could have been bad.
Team are devastated.
So that's Magnussen, I think. Yeah, it is, because there's Yuki. So which McLaren is it? Norris.
What was the balance,
96%. That's not bad.
Very, very nice job.
Yeah, loud and clear.
That's pretty decent. I may not do a change. I may leave him out a bit longer. Got a bit of extra fuel because we've been saving all the time. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. bit late now, but better late than never. So yeah, we'll keep him out for an extra few laps. And do one more lap, and then I've got to bring him in. Okay, so let's have a look. What is it that needs to be tweaked? So the cornering and the toe. Let's see if that changes enough. I don't really want to mess around with the camber too much because I've already tweaked the front wing angle and the traction by moving that. I don't want to have to unnecessarily move it again. So, touch wood, that's enough of a change. Let's see if we can get them out for an extra couple of minutes at the end. Even if it is only 2 laps, it all adds
Did
up.
somebody spin out there? There's been a crash.
Norris has got into the barriers at turn 11.
Oh, there's a spin.
Ghastly spins coming out of that corner, I think.
We'll get some comments
Or
when you're
maybe
back
the
in the
entry to
garage.
Spoon. Might be the entry to Spoon. So, we got no partial progress on that, I don't think. Don't think we're out there long enough.
Today we see the
But we do have heavy rain today. Is that going to be... Oh no, we've got one bit of partial feedback, but not where we needed it. We've got heavy rain forecast today. Is it going to be Q3? P3, or is it going to be in qualifying? Hopefully it's going to be in qualifying, because I need to get some good track time in with this car this session. Let's change to a set of mediums. In fact, do I want to? No, I'm going to have 2 sets already. I really should have saved the hards. Never mind. We need about 25 laps, I think, to get Teo up to 100%. And let's go to FP3.
Radio check.
Okay, so the rain is going to be in qualifying.
Unconfirmed, rain, stop.
Okay.
Oh, a little wide there. No damage done.
That sounds like someone's gone wide there.
So did we go the right way with Pierre's car here? Let's find out. Any second. No, it's the answer. Went the wrong way. We have got some good knowledge now, so we can call him in now, make the tweak, and then get him sent back out for the rest of the session. Porsche is on course to max himself out. That's good. Okay, so that means we need to go this way. I don't know if that's going to work with our cornering. I put that back where it's supposed to, where it was initially. We'll try it.
Who's running wide there?
Porsche spinning on the exit of the hairpin again.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
He's made quite a few mistakes so far in practice. He's spun a couple of times, he's gone wide, he's locked up, but he's kept it out the barriers on every occasion. He still hasn't damaged the car. That's something, I suppose. I do wonder though if the upgrades have made the car a little bit too fast for him to handle with his current level of control. Speaking of devil, there's another lockup. Again though, the improved brakes keeps him out of the barrier.
They've locked up and gone straight on.
He's just getting out of the way in practice, hopefully. Well, yeah. Traditionally, we've seen that when someone starts, making a lot of mistakes in practice, they end up making a lot of mistakes in the race as well.
How is the balance,
He
please?
did not get to 100%.
I'm ready, please.
Yeah, that's not good either.
Okay, copy that.
Yeah, that's enough for Teo. There's no point running him out again. Gasly is not where I need him to be. But at this
We've
point,
just had a car run wide.
I'm not quite sure what to change. See, that to me suggests that we need the camber to be about here. So, can I correct without breaking anything else? And the answer is no. So we're going to leave that as it is. Like I said, sometimes you get a setup where you just can't quite see it until it's too late, and then you just don't have time to hunt down the actual configuration you need to get that 100%. And this is one of those occasions. I always seem to struggle to get the 100% on this particular circuit. I swear as well, there are some setups where it's impossible to get 100%.
Oh, did someone run wide there?
This would be one of them.
Good session, well done.
I think someone's run wide.
So there we go, that's practice done. We're looking at probably 14 out of 15 bonuses. Yeah, 14 for Pierre, 15 though for Teo. That's good. Probably could have just run him a little bit longer. We'd have got the full bonus, maybe. I don't know. I think probably we didn't because of that. So right. So we have a wet qualifying. So this could really shake the grid up, depending on how heavy it rains at what time. We know we're going to get full wet territory at some point in this session. Either Q1, 2 or 3. It's just a question of where it's going to fall. We want a good engine for the race. A very good engine for the race, because this is a very good circuit for us. So we're going to go with our 95%ers. ERS module is fine, and oops, gearbox needs to be changed. And that one is also fine, but we'll switch to this one. So let's double check. Yep, happy with that. Into qualifying we go.
And radio check.
So let's take a look at the weather. It is supposed to be getting drier as the session progresses. Doesn't mean it will. We will send our guys straight out though. Let's get a banker time in, because we've seen that sometimes the predictions don't match what's actually happening. Just make sure the Porsche does not distract Gasly. And I think it might be the wrong tyre choice for the moment. Let's see if the track water level comes down. I don't think it is. It's not, and I bet we're the only ones on inters. Yeah, everyone else is going out on full wet, so we're just going to abandon. The lap. There's no point. There's no point going out and doing a fast lap in these conditions with the wrong tyres. Now the water level starts to hint that it's coming down. Let's just put the same tyres back on and hope that we're not making a mistake by sitting here. Still waiting for that decrease. Here it comes. I don't know why. Every now and again it does this really, really slow tyre change. I'm not sure why. Yeah, we're on the right tyres. Nothing's changed. I don't know why it does that sometimes. How long do we have? Time for a quick banker now, and then another run right at the end of the session, I hope. This should put us temporarily top. You can see the track getting faster, and we are in just in time. To go back out again. It's going to be tight. if we didn't go out, even though we are top at the moment, because it's dried up so much, we would get eliminated. So we absolutely have to go back out. Trouble is, everyone's going to have a drier track than we are. It's not going to be by much, but it all adds up. Although having said that, nobody's gone faster than Gasly yet.
It was a good session all in all, I think. Still learned a lot.
Okay, I'm confused. Don't tell me they've gone back out on wets. No, they are on inters. There we go. It's a bit more what I was expecting, but I mean, yeah, I mean, you can see just how much pace we've got in the car. We're right up there at the sharp end of qualifying, which we haven't been for a while. Now we've got some dry weather for Q2.
Yeah, we can now. Radio check.
Supposedly going to stay dry for the whole session. We'll see if it does. We're going to try and give Teo a little bit of a tow.
Rain's just stopped.
A few more cars coming out of the pits. Hopefully we'll get a clean run. We've got a Mercedes coming out in front of us. That could be problematic depending on where we catch it. Into the Degners. And we'll hold up Gasly a little bit. Porsche gets through without any issues. And there you can see a combination of the slight hold up plus the tow for Porsche, meaning he was faster in the middle sector. And there we go. That's a pretty good pair of times. Let's see how the AI does against that. Got a big gap to Alonso there. Ooh, the Ferrari is very close. Look, just 2,000 separating them. Sainz with a slight edge over Leclerc. We're going to sit in the garage. We're not going to go out again. We don't need to. We're comfortably going to get through to the next session, but is anyone going to get knocked out? That's a bit of a surprise.
We'll get some comments when you're back in the garage and plugged in.
Wow, both the Mercedes are out. 11th and 12th. Look how close it was there with Russell. Just missing out on the top 10. Yeah, that's a surprise. That's a big surprise. Both the Alpines made it through. Both the Alphas made it through, and that was at the expense of Mercedes. So that's going to make things interesting on tomorrow's race. Right, Q3. Let's start on a set of scrubs. Do a quick bank lap at the start of the session. We may have more rain as well, so we need to check with the weather before we go out.
How's the radio on track?
Nope, it's going to be good, so let's send them out. Got a Ferrari sandwich between the two of our cars here. I'm expecting a bit more of a gap between Gasly and Porsche this run. Yeah, 3.5 tenths. So the slipstream's worth about 0.2 of a second, which is good. We'll try and do that for the final run on fresh tyres. Okay, so we will watch the lap, because this is a chance at pole, which we haven't had for a while. We'll ride on board with Teo, watching Pierre in front. And Teo goes purple in the first sector. Good Teo sneak pole here. I mean, if we can jump him ahead of the Ferraris, I'd be happy with that, but can we actually get him to sneak onto pole position? No. Is the answer.
Let's see what happened there. Now we see the Williams here.
Oh dear.
Thank goodness nobody else was involved.
Just getting it out of the way in
That was a
practice,
big
hopefully,
crash.
says Patkins. Yeah, I don't think so. He's
And the team
knackered.
had such high
He's
hopes
not going to
today.
improve, so
What
we're
a
just going to call
shame.
the car in. But Gasly now has a chance to further cement that pole position. And does improve his time. So, first and fourth, that's pretty good. Could have been much better. We could potentially have had a front row lockout there, but Teo
Here
Teo
we
being
are,
Teo.
friends. We're back for another day of scintillating F1
I'm too depressed to watch the cutscene. Right, into the race. It is a dry race. We are going to go with a soft, medium, soft strategy, I think. Ooh, actually. Could we make a soft, medium actually work? Or a medium soft? Let's have a look. It's just about got the tyre wear to pull it off. Or the smoothness to pull it off. His tyres are going to be hot garbage towards the end. It is supposedly a little bit quicker than a two-stop. But that depends. Let's see if we can tweak the two-stop and make this faster. Not really. That gives us a 3-second gain, but this does give us the tyres to push when we need to, which is probably more important. So we are going to go with the two-stop. I think it's probably just the safer. I mean, I could push off the line with a one-stop, but I'd then have to slow that down very quickly. I think, yeah, the safer option is to start like this. We've got the option as well of converting onto a one-stop. We shall see how things happen. We are going to go aggressive off the line with this particular strategy.
I hope I'm not tempting fate here, but there are quite a few clouds overhead as we look at the lineup on the grid. There we have Pierre Gasly. They're in P1. Let's see if they can take advantage of that position. And looking at the second Williams car. With a top 10 position on the grid, this race could really go either way for them. The race start is mere seconds away. The drivers are warmed up, they're ready to go here at the Japanese Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
So we need Teo to get a good start here to try and get past at least one of the Ferraris as quickly as possible, and he's already been overtaken by Verstappen. But he regains the position.
You're doing a good job, keep going.
And a new position just gained by Williams.
Gasly trying to sprint off into the distance. Porsche having a look at the outside line here into Spoon. Maybe try and pull alongside up the hill. Go side by side through 130R. That would be a brave move. That's a poor exit from Cassia Triangle there. It's dropped a bit of ground. nose to tail in this battle here. Oh, here's a chance up the inside. Nope, switch around the outside. All over the back of his line. It's got more pace here, but just can't get past. Oh, Gasly's just gone.
Okay, we'd like you to slow down, please.
Right. We'll get one push here out of this corner and then we'll slow him down.
DRS enabled, DRS enabled.
Yeah, he's not going to get the run. So we'll slow Teo down.
Need to drop the pace.
Yeah.
We'll try and hang on to the back of the Ferraris now and see whether or not we can pull away from Verstappen. Interestingly, the AI did not have new tyres to start this race with for the front runners, which surprises me considering how much wet running there was. Why have they started on scrubs? We've had a lock-up in the background there. It's one of the Mercedes into the wall at turn 11. Russell has gone into the barrier.
It's a crash! We can take a look now. Now let's look at this. Here's George Russell. Clearly something went very, very wrong there.
Yeah, what happened there was he pizzaed instead of French frying. He French fried instead of pizza. If you French fry when you should have pizza, you're going to have a bad time.
Okay, recharge on.
Let's try and squeeze a little bit of battery into the car. The real trouble with being so strong in the first sector is that it's almost impossible to overtake in the first sector. So we can close up, but we can't do anything with it.
Okay, charge on, charge on.
Right,
Yeah,
let's
okay.
start working on putting a little bit of battery into Gasly. We don't need to fill him up completely, but a little bit would help.
Need to recharge off. Okay, let's go recharge on.
So right now Gasly looking very comfortable, and I am seriously considering trying to stretch his tyres out a little bit. get some more battery in the car first, and then we'll look at maybe turning his tyre pace down and maybe switching Gasly onto a one-stop.
Let's go recharge off.
Just going to run Teo for a lap without charging. Make sure he stays nice and close, because he has been on the verge of getting dropped in the last couple of laps.
Charge off.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see if Teo gets signed up at the end of the season by another team. Because he's been a lead driver, there's a good chance he will not take on a reserve role with another team now. Someone else has gone into the barrier, I think, maybe? Yeah, one of the Alpines. It's Vettel. Gone into the wall at turn 11.
Looks like there's been a lock-up. Here's the replay. Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel. They've locked up, but that could have been much worse.
I think he just kept them out the barrier.
The team are really disappointed with that.
That will drop him way down the order, though. And there we go. Porsche much quicker this lap. Much closer. So, let's put him back into harvest now.
Recharge on, please, recharge on.
I think Gasly gained half a second on that lap. Oh no, he actually... Well, he gained a couple of tenths. The Ferraris might be eking him in ever so slightly because they are overtaking on the main straight with DRS. In terms of straight raw pace, Gasly does have the edge this weekend, which is really good to see. How you doing, Anthony? Joe wiped you out in the last lap in France. Ah, that's a shame. Okay, we're almost fully charged again with Porsche. I am going to start trying to run a slightly lower tyre pace for Gasly, just to see whether or not it is possible to convert him onto a one-stop. We'll just run this for a couple of laps and see what it does to his pace. See Porsche just closing up all the way through this opening sector. This is where our car is so strong.
so a recharge off. Recharge on.
Okay, so Porsche is now
Let's go
fully
recharge
charged.
off, recharge off.
Maybe he can start interjecting himself into this fight with the Ferraris. We are losing some time to Sainz with Gasly. So I think the two-stop is not going to be viable. No, sorry, the one-stop's not going to be viable.
Copy.
If we were racing against the Red Bulls, yes, I would quite happily try and go for the one-stop, but against the Ferraris, they're a little bit faster. I think sticking with the two-stop might be the safer thing.
Charge on.
Okay.
Still going to keep Porsche on the
Okay, we'd like you
the
to
two
slow
stop,
down, please.
but if we can maybe gain a little bit extra life out of these tyres while we're tucked up behind the Ferrari, then it will give us the opportunity to push really hard when the Ferrari pit, because they're going to pit before us, I think. And we can basically try and replicate the strategy we used to great success with Gasly at Singapore. Just stay tucked up, protect the tyres, and then just sprint away from them. So we'll basically try and overcut the Ferrari. We'll save a little bit of life in the tyres. When they pit, we'll push like hell for a lap or two, and then pit and see if we can jump them. Don't need to worry about that with Gasly. The only reason he's losing time right now is because we are charging him up still. I would like to get him up to full battery. Which will take another lap or so. Russell's still a long way off at the back of the grid. Is he running hards now? Yes, he is. Thought he would be. full charge for Gasly.
Charge off, good job.
Copy.
And the Ferraris are blocking each other right now. Leclerc refusing to let Sainz get through, which is good. It's hindering their progress in trying to chase down Gasly. It's making it easier for Porsche to stay tucked in as well. If we can get a 1-2 here, it would be a very sweet result. We have been losing a little bit of ground to Ferrari. I think it's safe to say that the upgrades we've brought have definitely helped us. But then this is a circuit that is so thoroughly suited to our car. And again, Sainz unable to get past Leclerc. And there you can see we're lapping 0.4 of a second faster than the Ferraris now. Oh, Porsche is into the pit window. Okay, well, almost into the pit window. Next lap, I think, will be his pit window. There's the tyre wear. I'm wondering if Ferrari are actually going to try and one-stop this. Someone's locked up. Is that at turn 11? It is. It's an Aston. It is Joe.
Sounds like there's been a crash. Let's take a closer look. So this was the Aston Martin.
Oh, he very nearly clipped the back of that Haas there.
And that was a bitter blow for the team.
So the hard tyres are not good at this circuit. We can tell just how bad they are by how slow Russell is. He's really struggling to catch up. As Sainz finally gets past Leclerc. We've left the Red Bull of Verstappen for dead. He's got Ocon right behind him. Perez in a fight with the two Alfa Romeos. Oh, Teo. He's hit the wall.
Let's take a look at the replay. Now we see the Williams here.
Did he damage the front wing? I think he did.
And that's the
Oh no, he
lockup.
damaged the underfloor. Oh, that's even worse. I can't change the the underfloor.
Okay, push. Let's go. Come on.
lockup also slightly damaged his tyres. So whereas we were going to try and overcut the Ferraris, now we have to try and undercut them. We've got to push to try and at least keep the gap stable, if not close it back up a little bit, and then pit earlier. And take advantage of that fresh rubber. We'll ride on board with Leclerc. Another lockup, and that is Perez into the wall now.
Looks like Perez off.
Let's have a look. So let's look at this. There's Sergio Perez.
A lot of drivers suffering at this turn again. It is the one that produces the most incidents at this circuit. But once again, the Red Bull's struggling for consistency. It's been their Achilles heel all season. Any luck with signing Norris? He's still not quite interested, but I think come the end of the season, that won't be an issue. Once the season ends, I think he'll be more than happy to sign for us. I just don't think we'll get him before the season ends. We are getting to the point where other cars are starting to pit. So let's take a quick look. Ocon is going onto another set of softs. Alonso going for more softs. So these guys are definitely two-stopping. Verstappen also more softs. Hamilton softs, Ricciardo softs, Magnussen also softs. Okay, so they're all going soft, medium. We're shaking things up a bit by going soft, medium, soft. But that underfloor damage is certainly hurting Teo at the moment. I'm going to call him in this lap, because I get the feeling at least one of the Ferraris is going to box this lap.
Box.
So we want to try and at least see if we can undercut one of them.
No lift and coast required.
As expected, Sainz has dived into the pits. He will almost certainly be going for another set of softs. He did get held ever so slightly there as we were going through. That's good. We are the first driver to go onto mediums at this stage. Bottas on more softs. Sonoda yet to make his stop.
Okay, we have Bottas in the pits right now.
Yeah, everyone's going soft, medium. So we are bucking that trend.
We need to push.
Okay.
Okay, we'd like you to slow down, please.
Okay, there we go. Pit stop for Gasly is scheduled. Leclerc has stayed out as well.
Box.
As Norris dives into the pits, do we get the DRS? We do. I'm actually going to push for another lap.
Let's pick our pace up, let's go.
I want to see if we can undercut Leclerc here. Did a 1:33.2. Personal best in the first sector for Porsche.
Yeah, in the box.
Copy, confirmed.
Leclerc has pitted as well. Purple in the middle sector for Teo. This is the fastest lap run. I don't think we're going to get Leclerc. Oh, actually, we might do. We might do. Ah, not quite. We had to brake heavily to get around, because Albon's there, who is yet to stop. And now we need to get past him ASAP before we lose the back of Leclerc.
Need to drop the pace.
Copy.
Up the inside. There we go. Need to get onto the back of Leclerc and stay on the back of him.
And there's an overtake from Williams.
There we go.
Okay, recharge on.
Ooh, Leclerc's on mediums. And so is Sainz. Ah, okay. Are they going for the one stop? It's a little early if they are, but they're going the same way as us, strategy-wise, it would seem.
Awesome, keep it up. Keep your cool, let's keep going.
Ferrari advance the race position.
We're seeing a mirror of season 1 with McLaren as well. You can see Ricciardo outperforming Norris again. Norris has been struggling this season in that McLaren. It's not put me off signing him, and he will perform infinitely better when we get him into our Williams. But Yeah, it is a surprise to see him being outperformed so consistently by Ricciardo this season. Right, oops, wrong button. Is Leclerc catching his teammates? No. Not yet. That might be because we went side by side through the first half of the lap. Okay, Porsche in danger of getting dropped here. Let's turn the charge off.
Recharge off.
Just stayed in range. And this lap a bit more closely matched to Sainz, but still down by a tenth. My hope was that Leclerc would eke up slowly onto the back of Sainz, bringing Porsche with him. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, so what we might have to do is actually just stay like this without charging for a while and just try and leapfrog on the main straights to close down Sainz. Very wary of pushing the tyres any further, given that I'm still not 100% convinced that Ferrari aren't trying to one-stop this. Albon running fifth. Yet to stop though. He is holding up Verstappen. Russell finally moves up to 19th, has got past Joe. And there goes Albon into the pits. Okay, so he is very likely going to do a one-stop. That's a decent stop. And that's going to bring him out just behind Perez and Norris. Schumacher makes his stop as well. And again, that looks like a one-stop strategy to me. Just check in with Pierre. Haven't seen him much this race. He's been just comfortable out on his own. 4 seconds ahead of Sainz now. Okay, can Porsche get through this lap? Yes, he can. He's going to go up the inside. Someone's had a spin. Where have they spun?
Doing very well. Come on, keep it up.
Let's see
Oh, is
what
that the
happened
Cassia
there.
triangle?
Now watch this. Here's Alonso's car.
It is. I was just about to start
0-0
focusing
dear.
on the battle
The
between the
car's
two
just
alphas as well, and now there is no battle as Hamilton gets blocked at the chicane. So Hamilton's going to be all over the back of Alonso now, but it's allowed Ricciardo to close right in as well. And then we've got the two Haas running nose to tail. Alonso already dropping Hamilton. The Mercedes just don't have any pace here. But that's a big gap now, 6.5 seconds between the two Alphas. So despite the underfloor damage, it does look as though Teo is still on for a podium. Although Leclerc is swarming all over the back of him. A safety car now would pretty much guarantee us, I think, a 1-2. So I'll be able to bring both my guys in for a new set of mediums, just run to the end. And then just stay with the Ferraris until they make their pit stops. So we will keep an eye out for that. If that opportunity comes our way, we are definitely going to take it. Let's take a look at tyre wear. Leclerc definitely with a grip advantage over Porsche, because Porsche has to really push his tyres to catch back up. Actually, a safety car could really cripple the Ferraris here. Because all the cars that are on softs behind us would all come in and put on a set of mediums to go to the end. Or some of them would anyway, maybe not all of them, but some of them definitely would. And then the cars at the back of the grid have already made their stops. So Mick, Albon, those guys are going to the end. Some of the others might possibly be able to stretch to the end. Yeah, I don't know, it could be interesting. See what would happen. We are losing ground to sights, as expected. So third place is going to be the best we can do without that safety car. But we are still pulling away from Verstappen behind.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
Gasly gets the gap up to 5 seconds now. Ricciardo overtakes Alonso. He's up to 8th. we're seeing a bit of a renaissance here for Ricciardo. His contract is up at the end of this season. Is he going to stay with McLaren? On this form, he probably should do, but he may go somewhere else. And if we sign Norris and they lose Ricciardo and Norris, what's going to happen there? I think Ricciardo will stay if we sign Norris, but I'm trying to think who else is going to be out of contract at the end of this season. Alonso is obviously in a new deal. Bottas has got one more year, I think, on his contract. Hamilton's out of contract at the end of the season. Who else? I think it's just Hamilton and Ricciardo who are out of contract at the end of the season. Maybe Ocon, I'm not sure. How you doing, Matthew? What happened to Russell and Perez? Russell went into the barriers at turn 11, the hairpin on lap 1, broke his front wing. Had to pit for a replacement nose and put on hard tyres, so he's just languishing at the back. Hasn't really got any pace on those hard tyres. Perez Perez spun, I think, and that dropped him down the order. Maybe Bottas will be out of contract as well. Bottas could be out of contract at the end of the season. It'll be interesting to see if he is, whether Hamilton stays at Mercedes and renews, or whether he goes to McLaren. Bottas will either go to McLaren or Mercedes to replace Hamilton or Norris if we sign him. Ricciardo is probably going to stay where he is, I would imagine. I'm just trying to think of, given the lack of driver talent on the market that's going to be free. Because we know the AI doesn't buy out people, they only sign free agents. Everyone else is tied up for at least one more season. Will a safety car help me now? A safety car would pretty much guarantee me a 1-2 at this point. In theory, on paper. It would certainly help Porsche because he's got the worst tyres out of the front four. And he has underfloor damage. But I think the Ferraris would stay out, and I would pit both my guys for the new tyres. I'm actually getting into the window where we could maybe go for softs instead of mediums. How long till the pit window? We're looking at pitting around lap 36, lap 37, lap 38.
Look at that!
Gasly running wide.
Here's the replay. Now look at this. It's Pierre Gasly.
Ooh.
And they've gone wide. Way wide.
He went in a bit hard there. That's cost him about a second or so. Right, Alonso's got back past Ricciardo, and Ricciardo immediately tries to retake the position. Side by side through the S's. Those two could be teammates next season. Finally managed to work out research. Good stuff. I don't have any long-term files, unfortunately, apart from my Mercedes file, which is in 2024, because I keep wanting to try new things, so I keep restarting. Oh, we've got a big fight brewing in the background here. We've got the two Haas cars just ahead of Norris, who's just swooped past Perez. Can Norris get himself onto the back of the two Haas cars here? That will turn this into a 7-car train. No, a 6-car train. I can't count. I started a new file a couple of nights ago with AlphaTauri, and I've got Piastri and Doohan in the driver lineup.
Keep your head in the game.
Ferrari, advance the race position.
I was actually doing practice for Miami when the power fluctuated earlier, and just cut it off right near the end of FP3, I think. Okay, Perez swoops back through. The gap now just 1.2 seconds. These guys are closing in on the Haas cars. And speaking of Haas, we are back with Haas tomorrow. Looking forward to the continuation of our scrap there with Magnussen and Alonso. Verstappen in the pits. And so's Ocon as well. So these guys are pitting onto mediums. This will take them through to the end. A lot of stops going on here. Bottas is also stopping for mediums. So is Hamilton.
Okay, we have Bottas in the pit straight now.
Tsunoda pits. Wow, flurry of activity. Mediums for Tsunoda. Mediums for Ricciardo. Russell finally gets up above another car. How are those hards looking for him at the moment? Yeah, they're getting a bit spongy. He might be trying to stretch him to go onto soft at the end. One of my opinions on Sargent moving to Williams, yeah, I think it's a good thing. You know, I mean, I think once he gets settled in, he'll prove to be at least at the same level as Latifi, if not better. It'll be good for Williams financially in terms of commercial opportunities, having an American driver on the grid with the sport really catching fire in America, especially going to Las Vegas next season. It'll be good for Formula One in general, having an American driver on the grid for the same reasons. As Alonso and Magnussen both pit. These guys going on to mediums as well, I think. There we go. Oh, okay. How did we suddenly lose? Oh, wait. There we go. I was like, how did we lose another 5 seconds to Sainz? Arthur's moving into F2. Yeah, it's a natural progression. I don't think Arthur has the same level of ability as his brother, but we'll see how he does. You thought Mick might have ended up at Williams. It was always an extreme long shot of him going to Williams. I think more likely is that he is going to be announced as a reserve driver for Mercedes, and I personally think that's probably the better move. He's going to get time with a really top team, which I think will benefit him more than driving for Williams. No disrespect to Williams, but spending time working with the Mercedes setup is probably going to be more beneficial to him in the long run. And if he can improve and look the part, then potentially we are looking at a natural successor to Hamilton, maybe. Who knows? Depends how long he's going to be in that reserve role, if he gets it, and how much longer Hamilton wants to go on. The latest rumours are that he's looking at signing a new 3 or 4 year deal. So. Alright, we're getting into the pit window, so we are getting ready to switch our drivers onto softs. Once we do, we'll start to give them a bit more push, try and really make up the ground to Ferrari, just in case these guys are going to one-stop. It's not beyond the realm of possibility. I don't think they will, but better safe than sorry. Plus, going on to new softs will give us a chance to undercut at least Leclerc. I don't think we'll be able to undercut Sainz.
Alright, buddy, push. No lift and coast required from our side at the moment.
Okay, so this is going to be a fast in lap. Hopefully we'll get the overtake. Yes, we will. Onto a brand new set of softs.
Box.
Gasly. I'm actually going to extend his stint by an extra lap or two. I just want to see if Ferrari react to me pitting. Sainz's tyres are a little better than Porsche's, but not much. And we have at least broken the DRS, so Leclerc will not get the benefit of that on the start-finish straight. Oh, and Leclerc's in. Okay, wow. Was not expecting Leclerc to come in. Not
And
this
we have
lap.
margin to push a little bit more on the tires.
Copy.
Okay, good stop. 2.3 seconds is not bad.
Okay, we'd like you to slow down, please.
Right. Can we use this time to get onto the back of sides? I don't want to push the tyres. If I can absolutely help it. We're going to box this lap with Gasly.
Box, box.
Sainz is in the pits. Okay, this is crucial.
Sainz in the pits.
We're going to close the gap. We've got a lock-up in sector 1. Yuki's done another Yuki.
Let's take a closer look. Now let's look at this. The focus on Tsunoda. That crash is terrible news for the team. The team are devastated. They'll be questioning just what happened out there.
Well, I can tell you what happened. Yuki did a Yuki. Alright, so we got the gap down to 2.5 seconds. That's not bad. I am actually going to push a little bit just to see if I can get onto the back of sights.
Let's push, come on.
Gasly's comfortably going to get out ahead of sights. Not concerned there.
Yeah, end of box.
Okay, thank you, Pierre.
DRS disabled, DRS disabled.
There we go, a comfortable lead for Gasly.
to drop the pace.
Okay.
Now we'll start to burn off that extra fuel, and next lap we'll go for a fastest lap attempt. That floor damage certainly is not helping Porsche here. Really go for it.
As much full throttle as you can.
Taking a risk here. Burning the tyres a little bit faster than I'd like to. Luckily the AI did not have brand new tyres again. They've gone on to scrubs again, so we're not going to end up losing a lot of tyre wear against Sainz. Just a little bit. And if I can get into his DRS on the next lap, then it does mean that Porsche has the chance to get into second. Running at this pace though, there is an increased risk of him making a mistake. He's already made one. Oh, this was supposed to be Gasly's fastest lap attempt, wasn't it? Alright, next lap then. Oh, it's so close to that 1 second. Oh, Sainz has made a mistake. Excellent stuff. Okay, right, let's immediately calm down the car.
Oh, they've run wide!
Awesome, keep it up.
Let's take a look at the replay. Let's have another look. Sainz is the focus here. They go wide, right off the racing line.
That also holds up Leclerc slightly.
Very good luck.
And Pierre set the fastest lap without me even trying, but we will definitely go for it on this lap.
Please recharge on.
Push hard, push hard.
Okay.
Okay, tyre wear is the same as the Ferraris now. That's good. Just need to get some battery in the car without sacrificing too much pace. We've still got a tiny little bit of spare fuel. We're now all about trying to get the car in a position that it can sprint at the end to try and confirm second place. Good to see the two Ferraris squabbling. That will help slow them down a bit, forcing each other onto defensive lines. He decides to block Leclerc here on the start-finish straight. Nope, Leclerc's getting through.
Ciao, John.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a Haas in front of us. I think it's Yuki. It is.
Recharge off.
Can't afford to charge for a little while now. Got to try and protect the gap as much as we can. Russell finally gets off those hard tyres. He's got to be going onto softs with only 10 laps, 11 laps to go. It's going to drop him back behind the Aston of Zhou, possibly Schumacher as well. And he's about to get lapped. There we go. He is lapped. He's behind Schumacher. He is going to stick to the back of Gasly like glue now. If he can get close enough. He's got brand new tyres. And Gasly is in recharge mode, so... Just 2 seconds, the gap. Leclerc has closed in a little bit more. It's kept ahead of Sainz though, so it's kept the gap a little bit better than it would have been had Sainz got through. Perez still struggling to move up the grid. He's still down in 13th. Albon having another great race in 8th place. And Vettel not able to recover either after his earlier off. It's been a disappointing race for him. Alright, are we going to get some DRS off the back of Yuki here? I think so. It's going to be tight. No, we just miss out. That's a shame. And the Ferrari's still close, but Sainz being held back by Leclerc. That's good. That's what we need. Now we need to make sure we can get past Yuki without being held up. Russell has got past Mick Schumacher, but still not able to get onto the back of Gasly. Such is the pace that he's had all weekend.
Charge off.
Copy.
Okay, Yuki's going to get out of the way for us. Let's see what happens with the Ferraris. Yuki wants to do a Yuki at the Casio triangle and spin and block the chicane. I would be fine with that. I think the Ferrari is going to get DRS. Yuki does not do a Yuki, but the Ferraris are almost certainly going to get DRS here. Yes, they are. Okay, so that's going to really close up on the back of Teo. That's a bit disappointing. That's the worst corner on the grid for us. On the track, sorry. Okay, looking down the order, see if there's any points battles of significance. This one is the most significant, but Hamilton is hanging on to ninth right now. He's got Alonso and Ricciardo right behind him. There are some other battles a bit further back. Perez holding off Magnussen and Vettel and Norris. But that is just for 12th place. That's it, really. There's not much in the way of battles going on. I just keep praying that I'll see one of the Ferraris lock up and spear into the other one. That would be amazing. It would do serious damage to their results in this race and the Constructors' Championship. Really allow us to close up with the remaining 5 races to go. 4 races. This, again, cannot count today. We've actually pulled back a little bit of time here on Leclerc. But if the Ferrari get DRS on each other here and leapfrog, they will close that gap again. Yep, Sainz is getting through. Oh, now he's on the cusp of DRS with us. We lost half a second on that straight there. We will gain a couple of tenths through here because this is the bit where we are the strongest of the field, sector 1. Has Teo not got a green shell he can send backwards? No? Well, there we go. There is the green shell. It's an Aston Martin. It doesn't do much, unfortunately. Sainz now inside DRS range. There's no point pushing, it's just going to delay the inevitable. I'd rather keep the battery.
5 more laps, 5 more laps.
We have only got 5 laps to go. All I can do now is try and charge the car.
And recharge on, recharge on.
How you doing, Marcel? Sainz looking punchy.
Four more laps, 4 more laps.
Are they both going to get me or just one of them? They're both going to get me. Need that little bit of battery. slightly better tyres than the two Ferraris, but only slightly. Have got some spare fuel, and I will be fully charged at the end of this lap. Gasly absolutely walking to the finish line here. Going to turn down the engine.
Need to drop the pace.
Copy.
Probably should have done that a couple of laps ago, but never mind.
Recharge off. No lift and coast required.
Three more laps.
Okay, getting down to the nitty gritty. I need to try and overtake Sainz on the next lap, and then Leclerc on the final lap, if we're going to get the 1-2. A lock up, please. No. Oh, it's a safety car. God damn it. That's it.
No more DRS.
That's the end.
Yeah, copy.
There's been a crash. Sounds like a single car.
God
Let's
damn
have a
Yuki.
look. Now just focus on the Haas. Dear me, they won't have been expecting that.
I think this time he completely destroyed his chassis.
And the team
That's the
has
second
such
time
high
he's done
hopes
that this
today.
race.
What a shame.
The mechanics, head in hands, going, oh, god damn it, not again. But that safety car basically locks the grid order. This race is going to finish on the safety car. It was all poised for a dramatic last two laps with Teo to try and get the 1-2. And Tsunoda screwed us. If we'd known, then obviously we could have just fought like crazy to try and stay ahead of the Ferraris. But obviously you can't predict when a safety car is going to happen. How's it a safety car compared to everyone else doing it? Because that car can't continue. It's retired. Everyone else who's done it has not retired. He's the first retirement, but that's the second time he's done that. So he's probably done significant damage to the chassis now, which means the car can't continue. And so basically it's because it can't get itself out of that position and back to the pits. It's a risk because you've seen how many cars have been locking up on that corner going. It basically it's a safety hazard. You know, another car locks up, goes straight into the back of Yuki. That's a horrific collision. So that's why the safety car's out. But it has, as I say, screwed Porsche a little bit. We had the full battery, we had the spare fuel, we had a little bit of life left in the tyres, enough to try and make a move or two, at least get onto the podium, if not make a 1-2 in the last two laps. And now we're going to be finishing behind the safety car. So a bit of a shame. Yeah, had that been Tsunoda's first crash into that corner, then I don't think it would have been a safety car. It would have just been a yellow flag and we could have pushed. But because that was the second time he had that exact same accident, the compounding damage on the chassis probably forced a retirement.
Next lap, last lap.
Even if the safety car were to come in at the end of this lap, wouldn't be able to get an overtake done. So this is our running order for the end of the race. First for Williams, second and third for Ferrari. Williams get fourth, Verstappen's Red Bull fifth, Ocon sixth, Bottas seventh, Ricciardo, strong finish for him, eighth. Albon just gets ahead of Hamilton but can't quite beat out Alonso, so 9th and 10th for those two. Hamilton missing out on points. Perez gets 12th, Vettel 13th. Norris languishing down in 14th. Magnussen 15th. Disappointing for him after he was looking a bit more competitive earlier on. Stroll 16th. Russell, a nightmare race, 17th. And then 18th and 19th, the two Aston Martins of Show and Mick Schumacher. Tsunoda, the only non-finisher. And we're still nowhere near the grid being formed up yet, or the train being formed. I thought attacking from a position of strength rather than trying to defend from a position of weakness would have been the right way to go with Teo, and on paper it was, but you know, knowing what we know now, it would have been a wiser choice to try and do it the other way around. But such is racing, you know, you can't predict these things. You know, they are what they are, and all we can do is try and react to them as best we can. And in this case, we don't have a chance to react. There we go. That's the end of the race.
And it's Gasly, first over the line, and today's winner. Let's see what happened there.
Will we see
Pierre
the safety
Gasly
car in
finishes
front when he does
first
his little
place.
fist pump? I don't think we will.
I don't think anyone could be disappointed with a race like that. A consummate professional through and through.
No, it's not going to show the front.
Okay, and that is the checkered flag.
So there we go. Another win for Gasly. Surely
Well,
he
this
is going to be
weekend,
unstoppable
Pierre Gasly
now in his
flew
march
us to
towards the World
stars.
Championship.
This podium is a true recognition of everyone who's been working so hard for this result. The Frenchman was in sublime form today, fully deserving of his podium finish here. But there we see the three drivers with the biggest haul of points. And of course, the silverware to boot. Williams have got to be happy with their results here. This was good work.
That's right, the team really deserves to celebrate this success before looking ahead to the next race.
At the end of the weekend, it's second place in the constructor standings for them.
Coming up next, we'll be crossing the pond all the way to Texas for the twists and turns of the United States Grand Prix.
And there we go. Confirmation of the final result. Comfortably the fastest lap for Pierre there. I see the big losers and winners of the grid movement. Ricciardo up 5 places. Albon gained 4. Perez down 5. Vettel dropping 3 places. Norris actually improved by 4 places. Russell dropping 6. A bad race for him. They are the biggest movers on the grid, up or down. In the Drivers' Championship, we extend our gap over Charles Leclerc by another 8 points. So we are now looking very, very secure at the top. 81 points to gap. That's more than 3 wins. Clear. With only 4 races to go. We have almost mathematically won the Drivers' Championship. It would take a disaster to deny Pierre now, as he racks up his 9th win of the season. Leclerc does eke out a few more points over Carlos, just 3 more points, but it does put him 30 points clear. He's looking more and more locked in for 2nd place in the championship. Max actually picking up some decent points for a change. Perez this time, the driver, not gaining any points. It does allow Teo to close in his battle in the championship. 29 points between them now. No points for either Mercedes. Fernando Alonso now just 2 points off the back of George Russell. Bottas only 1 point further behind after a good double points finish for Alfa Romeo. Some good points for Ocon. Ricciardo jumps 2 places in the Drivers' Championship, overtaking his teammate and Sebastian Vettel as well. And the last point for Alex Albon brings him level with Kevin Magnussen on points. I think Albon could beat Magnussen in the standings at the end of the season. He's been in some good form recently. Into the constructors, we do actually reduce the gap to Ferrari by 5 points. Could have been more, but we'll take what we can. Ferrari are looking like they are going to hang on to win the constructors. We are going to push them all the way. Red Bull still dropping further and further back in 3rd. Very unusual to see them struggling so much for consistency. Mercedes absolutely nowhere, and Alfa catching them a little bit. Closing by 8 points. The gap between those two teams just 31 points now. It's unlikely Alfa will catch Mercedes. I don't think they're going to earn enough points over Mercedes in the remaining 4 races, but you never know. Mercedes could drop to 5th. And then we've got Alpine struggling. They were in a really strong position at one point, and then Vettel cost them a lot of potential points this weekend. But they do pull away from McLaren. Another point for AlphaTauri moves them a little bit further away from Haas. Aston Martin still yet to score. No development points for our drivers. We pay out the 25k bonus for Teo. In terms of our sponsors, a good result. We hit all of our objectives. So we do come away with 5.17 mil. How you doing, Joe? Yes, I do remember Railway Empire. Okay, so let's see what is going on with staffing. We have points for Josh and Pierre. Excellent stuff. The feedback score is 90. That's good enough for now. Let's work on improving pit crew management for both engineers. Speaking of pit crews, a little bit more on our front and rear jacks. That helps. How far are we from points for our Chiefs? 2 weeks away for Simone Resta. Tondi is 4 weeks away from another point. What about our drivers? Teo should get a point next week, or next race. Pierre is probably 2 races away from getting another point. Logan is going to be released at the end of the season, so we're not too worried about his development. Is Norris feeling a little bit happier about the prospect of joining us? No, he still has a negative outlook towards our team. So that's going to go all the way down to the end of the season, I think, before we can approach him. Let's have a look at our facility upgrades. We are upgrading the factory and the design centre. We have no other upgrades going through right now. Let's take a look at... let's see. It's a 96-day upgrade. That's going to take till January, really, before we see that one come through. Which will be too late, potentially. The tour centre has no impact on our morale or attractiveness. Let's whack in a quick upgrade on the memorabilia room, see if that helps. I do want to continue to save up for another upgrade for our car facilities. We are going to need to refurb/upgrade the CFD simulator. That is very close to losing some effectiveness. Wind tunnel's okay for now. The two testing centres for cooling are not too far off being fine. Let's check our inbox. Board cannot be happier. Good, good, good. We've lost another front wing, I think. Oh no, we've gained another front wing. Team Hub is now fully refurbished. That'll give us the maximum XP gain again. Got our spare side pods. Okay. Let's see. Cars. Development. We've got research coming up at the beginning of Mexico. So nothing for now. Oh, yeah. Lots of low parts. We've got some manufacturing to do. I forgot to do that. So we need another underfloor. That'll take 5 days. That's okay. Let's go ahead and manufacture that. What else do we need? We have 2 chassis, so we're going to need another chassis. That'll take 8 days. I'll come back to that one in a minute. See what else we need. Front wings, we've got 4. That should be enough. Rear wings, we've only got 2. Could probably do with a new rear wing, just in case. That'll take 3 days. We'll go ahead and do that. Side pods, we've got 3 of those. Suspensions, we've only got 3, but that should be enough. So let's go ahead and do that chassis. And just hope. I could rush it, just to be on the safe side. We'll rush it. Need a new floor. Yeah, I've got one on the way. As you can see, 5 days until the new floor comes. Alright, that's the spare parts taken care of. There is the upgrade to the memorabilia room. That will give us an extra little boost to our team attractiveness. There's the spare underfloor. Spare chassis. We've already done the spare rear wing. Has that made a difference? Oh, we have a point for Logan. Some previous cornering stat. We might not be using him next year, but we do want him to be in a decent enough position where he could potentially get on, into another team. So boosting his pace stats will certainly help him out there. Let's have a look at Lando again. Still not enough. So I think we're just going to have to wait till the end of the season. Speaking of, we were talking about it earlier. Let's have a look at who has less than a year left on their contract. Apparently nobody. Unless that's nobody that we've actually scouted, which is probably more likely. Clear all filters. Apply and return. Yeah, we haven't scouted Ricardo. I know Ricardo's out of contract at the end of this season. And I know that Hamilton is out of contract at the end of this season. So it's only going to give us details on drivers that we have scouting reports on. So let's go ahead and upgrade our scouting facility. That's going to take 35 days. Okay, so we can start doing some scouting. What am I like for staffing situation? Pretty good. I'm happy with the choice of engineers, and are definitely happy with Diego Tondi, and Resta's doing a great job. No need to worry about scouting replacements for any of them. So we are going to go ahead and start scouting the drivers up and down the grid. I have no scouts available because I sacked them. Let's bring them back. Oh, do I actually have scouting going on? Ah, yes. I remember now. We did some scouting last night where we started scouting Matt Harmon. And who else are we scouting? There's got to be somebody else we're scouting. It might be Oliver Behrman, actually. The young rookie that was signing at the end of the season. It is. There we go. So, okay, no more scouting for this season. Well, for this episode. Right, there we go. We are lined up now, ready for COTA as the next Grand Prix. That will be on Monday next week. Tomorrow we're back with Haas. Is it race 3 tomorrow? Australia, I think it is. Of the second season there, with our all-star lineup of Alonso and Magnussen. Working on getting Logan trained up all through that season to get him into the position where he takes over from Alonso next year. And then Friday we start our brand new career. The vote is still open on the community tab. It is a choice between going with Youth and Aston Martin, with a confirmed driver lineup of Felipe Drugovich and Freddie Vesti, or going with the experience route with McLaren and their lineup of Ricciardo and Norris. There are rules that we will be following throughout that particular career playthrough. There are 4 main sets of rules that have been listed on the vote, and I am open to adding additional rules in if you guys have suggestions that I like. So if you do have any, do drop them in the comments on the vote on the community tab. And you've got a couple of days left to get your vote in if you haven't done already. I'll be closing that down for Thursday evening at the end of the Haas stream and announcing what we'll be doing on Friday. So until then, thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.